everybody, my name is Cogline3639, welcome back to another video. Today, and this one's going to be another card analysis video, and this one, it's going to be covering the new Minkanko archetype that is coming in Amazing Defenders that actually doesn't have a TCG release date just yet. This is going to be a part of the new deck building set in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's already, two archetypes already been revealed, this archetype and the Purery archetype. If you want to watch that video that I did, it'll be in the description down below. But yes, this archetype basically just covers around equipped spells and just how powerful they are, having traps being able to equip to opponent's monsters, having a ritual monster that's able to equip during your opponent's turn as well. So without further ado, let's get into the card, shall we? Now on to the cards for the Minkanko archetype. So we're going to start off with their effect monsters, obviously. So we got Hair of the Sword Minkanko. It's a level 3 Fire Warrior effect monster with 0 attack and 0 defense. You can only use the second effect of this card's effect once per turn. So its first effect, if this card is not equipped with any equipped card, you take no battle damage involving it. If it is equipped with an equipped card, you can it cannot be destroyed by battle, and also your opponent takes any battle damage you would take from battles involving it instead. And then if this card becomes equipped with an equipped card, you can add one Minkanko equipped spell from your deck to your hand. Now, that's very generic. It can be equipped with any equipped card in the game just to be able to get that search. And then the top effect doesn't really come up that much because most likely you're not going to keep this on the field whatsoever. But a nice start being able to search one of your Minkanko's equipped spells. The other effect monster in the archetype is a Nini the Mirror Minkanko. It's a level 3 water spellcaster effect monster with 0 attack and 0 defense. You can only use the second effect per turn. And then it has the same first effect as the first one here, but the second one there is during your opponent's turn. While this card is equipped with an equipped card, quick effect: target one face-up monster your opponent controls, take control of it until the end phase. Now that's actually very decent. The only problem with this is it has 0 attack and 0 defense. Now if it is equipped with an equipped card, it can't be destroyed by battle, so that's very, very good. So being able to just have that, being able to take control of one of your opponent's monsters is very, very, very good. At quick effect speed is very nice as well. So very, very good card to have the interruption during your opponent's turn. We got Minkanku the Oham. It's actually a ritual monster, level 6 fairy effect monster, which is, scary because you think of Drytron when you think a ritual fairy. So it can be ritual summon with Minkunku Kaguri. I'm assuming that's the ritual spell for the archetype. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name once per turn. You can reveal this card from your hand, add one Minkanku card from deck to hand except for himself, then discard one card. So being able to rota out any Minkanku card, very, very good. Also cannot be destroyed by battle, and also your opponent takes any battle damage instead. So the same thing as these top effects, but it doesn't need to be equipped with an equipped card. And then third effect is a quick effect to target one equipped spell in your graveyard. Equip it to an appropriate monster on the field. That's not bad, being able just to equip any equipped spell from the graveyard. Very generic, just any equipped spell, doesn't need to be one of their equipped spells, is very, very good. So hopefully the equipped spells actually do something. But that's it for the entire monster lineup here. We just got 2 monsters plus the ritual monster, which, is saying something. But now on to the spells, starting off with the field spell here. While you control a monster equipped with an equipped card, your monsters must attack them if able. I guess that's like all right, I guess. It's decent, I guess. I guess they do have effects that you want them to do. If your Minkanku monster battles, your opponent cannot activate cards as effects until the end of the damage step. Okay, that's not a terrible effect, so droplet and something can't be activated. Your Minkanku monster attacks at the end of the damage step. You can send one equipped card you control to the graveyard. That monster can make a second attack in a row. That's like all right, but considering the Minkankus have 0 attack and 0 defense, like that ain't great. So you have to have an equipped spell that actually gives it an attack boost. I guess the field spell is like all right. I don't know if you really want to play it, but it is there. It's Doorway of the Celestial Minkanku. I did forget to say its name there. Now on to the equipped spell the quick play spell for the Minkanku, the Great Minkanku of Legend. You can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. Special summon one. So first effect is you can special summon one Minkanku monster from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions, but return it to the hand during your opponent's end phase. Now, I don't know if you can summon rituals, even if it says ignoring the summon conditions, because weird things happen. Like, there's a lot of cards with this ignoring summoning conditions, but still can't bypass some other thing. So I don't know if you can actually summon the eclipse or the ritual out with that. That's Yu-Gi-Oh's weird ass ruling, even though it says ignoring summon conditions. Sometimes that doesn't matter, but still being able to special summon any Minkanku from hand isn't bad, but you have to return it during the end phase, which isn't great. I guess you want to keep that monster on the field. And then its second effect is during your main phase, you can banish a card from your graveyard, send one Minkanku card from deck to grave. So just a foolish burial for any Minkanku card, but basically right now there really hasn't been any Minkanku cards that you want to foolish off just yet. Now on to the equip cards. Now hopefully this actually does something, because the deck does revolve around the equip cards. So the first one is Blazing Dance of the Minkanku. Okay, you can only activate one of this card's name once per turn. Alright, special summon one Minkanku monster from your hand or graveyard, and if you do, equip this card with this card. Then you can special summon one monster from your opponent's graveyard to their field, but their effects are negated. Now that's like whatever, I guess. Like, the second effect won't come up, and you probably don't want to do it. And hopefully it is optional. Like, I don't know why you would ever want to special summon a monster from your opponent's graveyard to their field, but like, yeah, I don't know if you would ever do that, but that is optional, so you don't have to mandatory do that. And then the second one is the equip monster can't be destroyed by card effects, which is whatever. So not a great equip spell, being able to special summon from hand or grave. If it was like from like hand or deck, then we have somewhat of a problem, but like, it's like all right, I guess. Now on to the second equip card here. We got Purifying Dance of the Minkanku. So you can only equip this to a Minkanku monster, and you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So it has a certain first effect where the monster can't be destroyed by card effects, but the second effect is if a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, target one monster you control and one monster your opponent controls, return them to the hand. Now that's actually not bad. Having that interruption during your opponent's turn is always very nice, especially with the ritual monster here being able to quick effect equipped it to any monster on the field. Now this has to equip to a Minkanku monster, so it has to be a Minkanku monster, but just having this as an interruption is always going to be very good. So decent equip spell here for the archetype. Now on to, it looks to be the last equip spell for the archetype, Inviting Rondo of the Minkanku. So it actually has 4 effects, holy crap. So it can only be equipped to your opponent, a monster your opponent controls, which is very interesting. You can only activate one of these cards' names once per turn. So the first effect is you can only control one of this equip spell on the field, which is, I guess, alright. Is take control of the equipped monster you control while you control a Minkanku monster. That's actually insane. It's basically a snatch steal. What the hell? This is a snatch steal, but only if you control a Minkanku monster, which it doesn't seem like it's that hard to do in the archetype. So that's very interesting. Take control. I mean, that is an interruption, especially with the ritual being able to equip to any monster. This just equipping to one of your opponent's monster and then snatch stealing it is very, very good. That's actually insane. And the equipped monster cannot activate its effects while you control it. I guess that's the downside to it. And then when this card leaves the field, send the equipped monster to the graveyard. So I guess they don't get it back. It just goes to the graveyard instead, which is also very nice. So because you don't have to worry about, oh, if they destroy, they get the monster back or anything like that. So that's actually a kind of insane equip spell, being able just to basically snatch steal. So maybe we can see snatch steal come off in the future, because this is a snatch steal just for the archetype. So we'll see. We'll see though. Now on to the ritual, which is a Minkunku Kaguri. I'm probably mispronouncing that. I'm probably mispronouncing a lot in this video. So it's the ritual spell card. This card can be used as to ritual summon any Minkunku ritual monster, and can only activate one of this card's name once per turn. So its only effect is to ritual summon one Minkunku ritual monster by triggering monsters from hand or field whose level equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster. So basically any generic ritual summon But then you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number of equipped spells with different names in your graveyard, and if you do, inflict 1,000 damage to them for each card destroyed by this effect. That's kind of insane. Being able to ritual summon and being able to destroy cards on field, then inflicting damage is kind of insane for this archetype. That's insane. Especially if you like play a Soul Day in here and just send equip spells to the graveyard. That could be something. That's something you do have to think about. Now, the ritual summon effect doesn't matter because it's just a generic ritual summon, but that second effect can come up just for some sort of just disruption on your opponent's board. So that's very, very, very good. Now we got 2 traps for the Minkanku archetype. We got the first one, Minkunku Promise. You can only activate one of this card's name once per turn. Spell summon one Minkanku from hand or deck, but banish it when it leaves the field. Then equip one appropriate equip spell from hand or graveyard. I guess that's like all right, being able to like special summon a Minkanku and then equip one of the interruptions. Either, you know, this guy more likely. Don't really want to equip this guy. You know, equipping this guy could be very nice, but it is generic. You can just equip any spell card, and that's with all the cards here. You can just equip any equipped spell. So if you can find a broken equipped spell that does something, you know, that can fit in this archetype. Now, special summoning the Mikanko monster doesn't matter because you're not really getting anything out of it. But this does have an interruption, this guy here. So being able to special summon this from deck could be very nice. So being able to special that and then equipping something like the return equipped spell could be nice as well. Then we have the Minkunku Cat Fight here. It's a normal trap card. You can only use each effect once per turn. So the first effect is if you control a Minkunku monster, target one face-up monster on the field, equip it with one appropriate spell from deck. That's pretty good. Being able just target any monster on the field and then equip it with an equip spell from deck. So just being able to get out the Snatch Deal or get out the one that can return is always very good. But again, generic, just any equip spell in the deck could do it. Then the second effect is if equip spell is sent to the graveyard while this card's in your graveyard, banish this card, target an equip spell in your graveyard, add it to your hand. That's like whatever, I guess. I mean, I guess it can come up, but like that's not really going to be the main reason why you play this trap card. That top effect is going to be the main reason why. And then that's it for the entire Minkanko Minkanko archetype. So yeah, now let's get into my thoughts on the archetype. So, is the new Minkanko archetype good? It's not great, but it's not terrible either. It's actually okay. It's decent. It has a game plan going for it. Has a Snatch Deal in its archetype. Has a equip spell that can return cards to the hand. It has an interruption monster. It has a ritual monster that's able to equip an equip card. It has trap cards that's being able to quick effect speed equip cards. This deck is all right. It's not the greatest in the world, but it's not terrible either. And maybe with a couple support cards in the future, when you're reading the archetype, you can clearly see there could be more support in the future. Maybe this deck can actually be good. But as of right now, you kind of maybe have to rely on something like a Soul Day, because a Soul Day being able to send equip cards to the graveyard for cost is going to be good in this archetype, and being able to be generic, any equip spell works in this archetype. Doesn't need to just be Minkanko or equip spells. It can be any equip spells in the game, so being able to use anything to your disposal is nice. Now, the weird thing I found with this is the ritual monster. I don't know why it's a ritual monster, to be honest with you. I guess they think the ritual monster will be harder to summon than if you put it into the extra deck. And that would, if they put it into the extra deck somehow, it would actually be overpowered in a way. So they made it a ritual monster instead, which is interesting. We'll see. The ritual monster is somewhat decent, but you can't really splash it into Drytrons because you have a lot of cards that are special summoning from, you have cards that want to special summon monsters that can be normal or set, which kind of conflicts with the Drytron strategy. So this is going to be a very interesting archetype to look out for. I don't think it's going to be great off the bat, but I feel like it's decent enough and maybe can be playable at the Rogue strategy. But that is it for my opinion on the archetype. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more content on the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.